So, what are your favorite TV shows? Look at the camera and say, what are your favorite TV shows?
My favorite TV shows are South Park, the animated series of Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man, Banks.
Banks, what's that about?
It's the same thing about the Cody movie.
The Cody movie. All right. Say it again. Now you're gonna say my favorite TV shows are Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, the animated series.
The animated series of Spider-Man.
And
you said
South
you like
Park.
South Park. Okay.
And I also like.
You said 007, right?
Yeah, 007.
James Bond. All right. Why do you like James Bond?
I like James Bond because I think his movies are cool.
What's so cool about it?
What's cool about it is that if you get my bag over there, you'll see the Golden Eye new video game that's coming out when I went to Comic-Con, and I liked how it looked.
All right. So you like 007, South Park, and Spider-Man the animated series. All right. Now buy it. Okay. So basically, the reason I'm here today, in my PJs, I read this New York Times article, which talks about how they are failing to hit the mark when it comes to embracing the conscience of the Latino audience with these new network shows that they're working on for the fall. The truth of the matter is, from what I've read, and I read this article about 5 times, is that the premise of all shows are either completely overly focused on stereotypes and somewhat offensive. I say it's offensive because the truth of the matter is that not every Latino lives with 15 family members under one roof. Not every Latino is a landscaper. Not every Latino, just recently migrated to the U.S. and decided to stay here. I think what they're failing to do is bringing together writers of various Latino backgrounds. I bet you if you were to see the names of the writers that they're using for these shows, I'm pretty sure that not all of them are Latinos. Not to say that because you're not Latino you can't write a Latino story. But what I'm saying is, really, why don't you put together a round table of Latinos in America? Like, why don't you grab somebody of Puerto Rican descent, Chilean descent, Peruvian descent, Ecuadorian descent, Colombian, Mexican. Put them all together and have them share their stories and come up with a true, viable, interesting tale that will embrace the conscience of the not only newly arrived Latino, but the bicultural Latino. I mean, we also have this phenomenon called Spanglish that some of us fall in love in speaking, right? Why? Because we feel comfortable. It's not really a language, but guess what? It just shows that we've become very comfortable with speaking. It shows that we've become very comfortable with speaking both languages, English and Spanish. So, in essence, my response to that article is, you know what? F you to whoever's writing these silly stories that are overly offensive and redundantly stereotypical about Latinos. I think you should go out there and try to assemble a team of Latino writers. Put together a group of Ecuadorian, Colombian, Peruvian, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Cuban. Put them all together. Yeah, chances are we might not get along for the first 10 minutes. But guess what? When we sit down and we find out that we're there to tell a true tale that's going to embrace the Latino conscience, that's not going to be a novela, and that's not going to be some scandalous crap that you see overly produced on Latino television, guess what? You're going to get that show that you're looking for. That primetime hit television show that's going to knock everything out the box. But then the question is, do the networks really want that? Do the networks really want a show that's going to embrace the conscience of about 60 million Latinos in the U.S.? Where's that going to leave all the other television shows? I mean, while the newspapers and the TV newsrooms are focusing on depicting the Latino story in one way, are they ready to tell the real victorious tales of the Latino? while they want to show what we're doing over the borders, while they're showing all the gang stories, while they're showing all the negative things Latinos do? Do they really want to show the victorious tales of a girl who grew up in the projects and became the first U.S. Supreme Court judge? Do they want to tell stories like that? Do they want to tell the stories about maybe the successful pilots that fly in the wars or fly commercial jets? Do they want to tell the stories of the executives that are running some of the biggest conglomerates in the country or that control the world? Do they want to tell those stories? Huh? I mean, ask yourself, are you ready for us to leave the newsroom from that negative light and enter prime time in the spotlight? Ask yourself that. Is America ready for 60 million viewers not focusing on their primetime crap?